Hi, my name is Ojasvika Sahu. Today I'm going to demonstrate how we use Shram application with our team. So Shram is really simple to use. We just have three tabs on the bottom navigation bar. The leftmost one, sorry, is people. The rightmost one is goals, and the middle one is called Shram tab. People tab, as the name suggests, is about the people and the organization. On this screen, very simply, you can always see the logo of your organization, the name and the purpose or the motto of your organization, and a list of all the team members and their avatars on the screen. When you further expand or click on the screen, you will further see a more elaborated version of your team members, their names, and their designations. When you scroll down below, there's another section which lists down all your units of the organization. So, based on the kind of organization you will either have teams or you will have projects. So, because we are a tech startup, we have teams such as backend, front end, growth, UI and UX, and an admin team. But if in case you are an architectural firm, for example, then you will have some design studio of some sort. Then you will have different projects listed on your screen. So I'm going to go ahead and expand one of these teams. So you have backend. The description is written, it's a public or a private unit. So currently it's a public unit. The leader of this unit is Omkar, and there are two other members apart from Omkar. You can also attach chat link, for example, to the Slack channel or to the WhatsApp group that you have for this team, and you can also add a documentation link as shown below. To further explain, I'm just going to show you how you can create one of these units. You can very simply click on the plus icon beside the all units title, and you can start creating a team. So for this conversation, I'm just going to make a demo team. I am not going to fill up a description as it's optional. Now you need to select what type of team you are from a list that we have made for you. So let's say I'm a finance sort of a team. I can make it either private or I can make it public. If I make it private, then only the members of this particular team are privy or will be aware of whatever that is happening in this team. I can assign a unit lead who by default is going to be the leader of the organization. I can make it myself. I can add different team members to the team, and as I said, I can attach unit chat or a unit doc based on the links for the same. To personalize this a bit, I can also add different colors to this organization. So I'll choose my favorite, which is blue, and based on the type of team which is finance, like I've selected, I can also assign it different avatars. So right now I'm going to just assign it a rupee sign, and I'm going to click on the green tick button on the top. And when I do that, I can see my demo team that I have created on this list itself. In case I want to add or invite more number of people, I can just click on the plus icon that is right beside your team, and it shares a unique code for the organization that I can share with the people I want to invite to the application and join the organization. Now, after we are done with people tab, which is, like I said, to summarize just about your organization and its team members, we move to the goals tab. So goals tab is the tab where we plan our long-term and short-term goals to succeed in our venture. We have adopted something that is used across many industries, which is we have divided the entire year into 4 quarters of 3 months each, and currently we are in quarter 3 that started in July and is going to end in September. So what you see on the screen, which is written in big black bold letters, is the main goal that we need to achieve in quarter 3, and which is to fascinate 10 micro startups, and we need to do it before September ends. Similarly, we can have a goal for quarter 4, for quarter 1, for quarter 2 accordingly, and you can navigate between these quarters from the bottom navigation bar. Now, to achieve this organization goal, we need to further divide this main organization goal into smaller unit goals. which are basically goals assigned to each team that you have created, but these team goals are monthly. So for every month you're going to have a different team goal. So here is a list of all the different team goals that we have. I can also assign a team goal for the newly created team demo, and let it be just a gibberish ABC for now. Yes. After I do that, I can see on the list the team goal as well as the leaders as well as the leaders of the right beside it. Let me just open up any one of these team goal. Let's open UI and UX. So the main team goal is to improve user onboarding and retention. So when I scroll to the bottom of the screen, I'm going to see all these different cards. And these cards are basically the smallest unit of work, which is tasks that we are currently doing under the team UI and UX in order to achieve the goal of improving user onboarding and retention. So instead of just going into the details of what a task is, I'm just going to go ahead and create one by clicking on the yellow button, the yellow floating action button on the bottom right of the screen. So on the top you will see all these buttons, which are basically milestones, and I'm going to cover that later. They act like task groups. Now let's add a task title, which is going to be ABC, a description, which is also completely optional. I need to first assign this task to somebody. So let's say I'm going to assign it to myself, and the approver could be anybody else in the team. For keeping things simple, I'm going to make it myself only. So the approver is the guy who is going to give a green light to the task, while an assignee is the person who's going to do the task. Let's go ahead and add a deadline now to the task, which is very simple because we have made it in such a format that the terms used are day to day. So we can make it for day after evening, or just very simply end of the week. So such terms are very simple to remember. But we can also make it very specific if needed. We can have it 31st Wednesday next week, and at a certain time, say 6 p.m. or a.m. and accordingly deadlines are set up. But we also need to add a duration, which is an estimated amount of time it takes to finish this task. Once I'm done adding these parameters, I can create the task. Yes. After this task is created, you will be able to see this task on my Shram tab. So Shram tab is basically the place where all the different tasks that have been assigned to me will show up. So if I just scroll a little, I can see where my task I just created is. So you can see ABC to do task is right here. So because it's a task that hasn't started yet, or I have not started doing it yet, it is still in the status of a to do. When I click on it, I can accept the task, and on accepting the task, what happens is that it directly goes to my ongoing task. Now ongoing tasks are the tasks that come on the top of the screen right over here, and you will find task ABC happening over here. Now once I'm finished with this task, I need to send this task for approval, and luckily for me, I am also the approver of the task. So it is going to come on my Shram tab only, like it is coming over here under the status of reviewing. By clicking on the tick mark, I can simply rate the task. Let's say I'm very happy with the task, so I'm going to rate it as 10, and I'm going to finish rating it. Also on this screen, so basically this is how the entire task cycle gets completed, and by adding an accept button, we basically allow people to segregate their ongoing works versus the work that they need to do, which is a very important distinction to create for a lot of people who want to organize their thoughts. And it also helps the approver of the task to know what exactly are their assignees working on, and this really helps reducing the number of following up or catch up calls that need to happen, because everything is right there in front of you for you to see. So you can also on this tab filter based on the different teams you have by clicking on the filter icons created right under this section. We also have task history, so you can see all the tasks that you have completed based on the filters above, in the last 7 days, or in the last 14 days, in the last 90 days, based on how to see basically how much work you have done, and how much progress you have made over the past few years, or past few months, sorry, you've been using this particular application. Now, after showing you the complete task cycle, let me just take you to the final thing, which is the milestones, like I discussed, which are basically task groups. So, in order to achieve a UI UX goal of improving user retention and onboarding, which is in its own a very broad goal, I need to further create, and this is a completely optional thing by the way, I need to create milestones and assign them to people so that I can ensure progressive growth towards my monthly goal. And this is how I can, sort of divide the main goal into smaller milestones. So in order to achieve my UI UX goal, I need to complete setup guide, and I have assigned that particular milestone to myself. So I need to ensure that I finish this milestone so that I can reach my final goal. And there are 2 other milestones that, like you can see on the screen, that have been assigned to me, and 1 milestone that have been assigned to my teammate. So at the end of the month, we enter something called a transition period, where we need to actually self-assess each of these milestones to understand what percentage of milestone were we able to actually complete, and also rate ourselves based on that. So this helps us stay accountable for our long-term and short-term goals, and not just day-to-day, everyday tasks. It helps keep people stuck to a broader vision and not get bogged down or narrowed down by everyday tasks. So this is how Shram nudges people into ensuring that they are thinking long-term and not just day-to-day and short goals. Lastly, on our profile tab, you will see leadership and groundwork. Now, these 2 scores are basically based on your performance. So leadership is calculated based on how well you assess, how well you have done in your milestones, which is based on the self-assessment you do at the end of the month, like I said, transition period, which is one of our unique propositions of using this application. And the groundwork, which is basically the task ratings, an average of task ratings that have been given to you since the past 7 days. So you can consistently monitor yourself how well you have been performing since the past few days, or since the past few months as well. Before I forget, I would like to also discuss the last point, which is on Shram tab. We actually have an option, this blue floating action button, wherein we can create very quick notes for referring, or for creating task lists or anything like that. And it is basically a very simple tool to remember stuff. You can just pull it out whenever you need to quickly note down something, and mark it as strike it through if you're finished with it. We're also planning on making it in such a fashion that you can just, let's say, create a very long task list, but just by swiping right on the note, you can make it into a task. And by clicking on clear all, you can simply very quickly just clear all everything, and you can start from blank slate. So this is how we say we help you organize your thoughts. So this is what Shram is about, and so that is it. Thank you for hearing me out. In case you have any doubts, please reach out to me. I am always available. Thank you.